For over 4,000 years, a mystery has slept in silence, sealed beneath desert sands. A hidden tomb, untouched by human hands, waiting for the moment its secrets would finally be revealed. What lies behind its walls? Who rests inside? And what truths of history are about to rewrite everything we thought we knew? Imagine standing in the heart of Egypt's endless desert. The golden sands stretch to the horizon, whispering stories of lost kings, forgotten gods, and civilizations that once ruled the ancient world. Suddenly, archaeologists discover something extraordinary, an entrance sealed for 4 millennia. A hidden tomb, a resting place untouched since the age of pharaohs. The desert wind howls as workers carefully clear the sand. The entrance is narrow, carved into rock, its surface marked with faded hieroglyphics. The writing warns intruders, as if the dead themselves were whispering from beyond, "Disturb our rest, and face the curse of eternity." But curiosity is stronger than fear, and history demands answers. The team lowers lights and tools into the dark passageway. With every step, dust rises, and the air grows heavy, as though time itself resists their presence. The silence is deafening. No bird, no insect, only the heartbeat of discovery. What will they find? Treasures of gold? The mummified body of a lost ruler? Or perhaps something no one dares imagine? The archaeologists push deeper, feeling the thrill of touching a forgotten chapter of human history. Every inch of stone seems alive with secrets. Paintings appear on the walls, vivid colors surviving thousands of years. Scenes of rituals, offerings, and celestial journeys into the afterlife. Who painted these images? Whose soul were they guiding through eternity? At last, the passage opens into a chamber. The beam of light reveals pottery jars, ancient tools, and sealed containers still in perfect condition. Each object holds a story, perhaps food and wine for the afterlife, or offerings to gods of the underworld. The team records everything carefully, knowing that even a single fingerprint can destroy fragile history. And then, in the center of the chamber, they see it. A massive stone sarcophagus, dark, imposing, untouched since the day it was sealed. Dust lies thick upon it, like the weight of centuries. No hand has dared open it. The moment of truth has arrived. The team gathers around. Questions race through their minds. Could this be the tomb of a forgotten pharaoh? A noble high priest, or someone whose name has been erased from history? The lid is heavy, requiring ropes and pulleys to move. As the stone begins to shift, the silence deepens, and even the desert wind seems to stop. With one final push, the lid slides open. The smell of ancient air escapes, heavy and strange. Inside, wrapped in linen, lies a human form. The body has survived the march of time, preserved through ancient rituals of mummification. The face is hidden, yet the presence is powerful. It is as though the eyes of the past are staring back. The archaeologists hold their breath. Who is this? What story is written in these wrappings? What secrets of power, betrayal, or forgotten glory rest within these ancient bones? The answers are here, waiting to be unsealed. But with every discovery comes danger. Local whispers speak of a curse, of sickness and death for those who disturb the resting dead. Is it superstition, or could something darker truly guard this tomb? The team presses on, determined to reveal the truth. The chamber is just the beginning. Deeper tunnels remain unexplored. Behind walls of stone, more secrets may wait. Hidden treasures, lost texts, or even remains of others buried in silence. This is not just a tomb. It is a time capsule of a civilization that shaped the world. And now, after 4,000 years, its story is finally being told. The sarcophagus stands open, its contents staring back through the silence of millennia. The linen wrappings are fragile, yet they still guard the figure inside like a shield of mystery. Every layer holds the possibility of discovery. Every fold a secret of ancient rituals. Who is this person? A forgotten ruler? A high priest with forbidden knowledge? Or perhaps someone erased from the official history of Egypt? The archaeologists begin the delicate process of study. They shine specialized lights, scanning the wrappings for signs of writing, patterns, or symbols. Suddenly, they notice faint hieroglyphs marked near the chest area. These inscriptions are not ordinary. They seem to reference divine protection, calling upon gods of life and death to guard the soul. Why would someone require such powerful spells, unless their life was of extraordinary importance? The air is heavy. The team feels the weight of history pressing down. Each movement is careful, precise, as though any mistake could erase 4,000 years in a second. One expert carefully lifts a fragment of cloth, revealing amulets tucked within the wrappings. Tiny charms of gold, lapis lazuli, and turquoise, placed with intention. Each amulet represents power, protection from serpents, strength in the afterlife, and the ability to stand before the gods. Whoever this person was, they were no ordinary citizen. But then, something unusual is found, hidden near the ribs, a symbol unlike traditional Egyptian carvings. It resembles an eye, but not the common eye of Horus. Instead, it seems darker, almost foreign. The team exchanges uneasy glances. Could this be evidence of an unknown sect, a secret society of the ancient world? Questions grow. Why was this tomb sealed so deeply, so far from the main necropolis? Why was it left untouched, while other tombs were looted centuries ago? Was it deliberately hidden, protected by priests who wanted to erase this person from history, or preserve them forever? The deeper the archaeologists dig, the more the story unfolds. Behind the sarcophagus, they discover another passage. At first, it looks like a natural crack in the wall, but when they clear the dust, patterns of chisel marks appear. This was no accident. It was designed. A hidden chamber within the hidden tomb. With trembling hands, the team clears the stones. The opening is narrow, almost suffocating, forcing them to crawl inside. Their lights flicker on painted walls. Strange images cover the surfaces, scenes not commonly found in Egyptian tombs. Figures of humans kneeling before creatures with jackal heads, serpents coiling around suns, and winged beings descending from the sky. The images raise more questions than answers. Were these metaphors of spiritual journeys? Or could they represent something more? Knowledge of forces beyond human understanding? One researcher whispers, "This doesn't look like a normal burial. It looks like a warning." In the center of the second chamber lies a set of stone jars. They're sealed tightly with wax, still intact after 4,000 years. Could these contain the sacred organs removed during mummification, the lungs, the liver, the heart? Or could they hold something else entirely? The team debates whether to open them. What if the contents are dangerous, carrying ancient bacteria or toxins designed to protect the tomb? One by one, the jars are carefully inspected. The first contains preserved organs, as expected. The second, however, reveals something shocking. Instead of human remains, it holds a scroll. Rolled papyrus, astonishingly preserved, with symbols written in dark ink. The writing is old, older than most known texts. It speaks of journeys through the underworld, meetings with gods, and trials faced by the soul. But between the lines, something else is hidden. References to secret rituals, forbidden prayers that even priests may have feared. The discovery sends shivers down the spines of the researchers. Were they reading the manual of a forgotten cult? Did this person seek immortality through knowledge that was never meant to be revealed? Suddenly, one of the workers feels faint. The air inside the chamber grows thick, difficult to breathe. Dust particles swirl unnaturally, as if disturbed by unseen hands. The team quickly exits, gasping for fresh air. Some whisper about the curse again. Could the ancient warnings be true? Or was it only the lack of oxygen in the sealed room? Despite the fear, curiosity wins. The tomb demands to be understood, its story fully uncovered. The team returns, determined to continue. They re-examine the scroll, searching for clues. One passage in particular stands out. It describes a sacred sleeper, one who must remain undisturbed until the world is ready to receive their wisdom. The words seem almost prophetic, as though the discovery of this tomb was not an accident but destiny. The archaeologists realize they're holding more than history. They're holding a message across time. But the message is incomplete. The scroll ends abruptly, leaving only questions. Who was the sacred sleeper? What wisdom were they protecting? And why did ancient priests seal them away in this hidden grave? The answers may lie deeper still. Another stone door is found, this one carved with more explicit warnings. Symbols of serpents devouring the sun, of gods striking down mortals who dare to trespass. Yet behind this door may rest the ultimate truth. The team prepares to break the seal. As the tools strike the stone, an eerie echo fills the chamber. The desert outside grows darker, the sun dipping low on the horizon. It feels as though the world itself is holding its breath, waiting for what comes next. The door cracks open. A rush of stale, cold air spills out, like a sigh from the ancient past. Their lights pierce the darkness, but what they see makes them freeze in place. Because inside, something waits, something that should not exist. The final stone door groans open, its seal broken for the first time in 4,000 years. The archaeologists' lamps cut through the darkness, revealing a chamber unlike anything they have seen before. The air feels colder here, heavier, as though the room itself resists their presence. Every step inside is slow, careful, and filled with dread. In the center of this hidden chamber lies something astonishing. Not just one sarcophagus, but 3 smaller coffins, arranged in a triangle around a raised altar. This is no ordinary burial. It looks ceremonial, deliberate, as though guarding something sacred or something dangerous. The team edges closer. The coffins are decorated with strange markings, symbols not common in Egyptian tombs. Curved lines spiral into shapes resembling stars and galaxies. It is as if the person buried here wanted to connect themselves not just to the gods of Egypt, but to the entire universe. One researcher whispers, "This doesn't look like a burial chamber. It looks like a ritual site." They examine the altar at the center. It is carved with deep grooves, forming channels that seem designed to hold liquid. Theories race through their minds. Could it have been used for offerings of wine, oil, or blood? The thought chills them. What kind of ceremony required this design? The first small coffin is opened. Inside lies the body of a child, no more than 10 years old, wrapped carefully in linen. Amulets are placed across the tiny chest, and the face is covered with a golden mask. This was no ordinary child, perhaps the son or daughter of someone powerful. But why bury a child here, in secrecy, instead of in the family tomb? The second coffin reveals a woman, her body also preserved, but with unusual decorations. She wears jewelry unlike traditional Egyptian style, with patterns resembling foreign cultures. Could she have been from another land, brought here as part of a forbidden union? Or perhaps she was a priestess, chosen for her role in an ancient ritual? The third coffin is the most mysterious. It contains no body at all. Instead, it is filled with objects, scrolls, jars, and strange carvings. One carving in particular captures their attention, a figure with wings stretched wide, holding a sun in its hands. Beneath it, an inscription reads, "The Guardian of the Sleeper." Sleeper, that word again. It matches the prophecy found on the earlier scroll. Could this be the final piece of the puzzle? The archaeologists carefully unroll one of the preserved papyrus scrolls. The script is complex, older than most Egyptian writings, but it speaks of a chosen one who carried forbidden knowledge. This person, it says, must remain hidden until the stars aligned, when their power could return to guide or to destroy the world. The chamber seems to pulse with tension. Were they standing in the presence of a cult that worshipped immortality? A secret order that wanted to preserve wisdom so dangerous it had to be buried for eternity? Then the team notices something they had overlooked. A fourth sarcophagus, massive, hidden in the shadows behind the altar. It dwarfs the others, its lid blackened as though burned by fire. Unlike the others, this coffin is chained shut with metal bands. The sight alone sends a chill through the group. Who would chain a coffin as though trying to keep what is inside from ever escaping. The debate begins. Some argue to leave it untouched, fearing that disturbing it could unleash something beyond understanding. Others insist that history demands answers, that the truth inside must be revealed. After hours of discussion, the decision is made. The chains are cut. As the lid begins to move, the chamber grows unnaturally cold. The air seems to vibrate, carrying an energy that makes the hairs on their necks stand upright. The stone grinds open, releasing a wave of air so stale, so heavy, it feels alive. Inside lies a figure unlike the others. The wrappings are darker, as if burnt. The body is larger, the features more pronounced. Strange markings cover the linen, symbols painted in red. And around the body are objects never seen before in any Egyptian tomb. Metal tools, curved like claws, and a mask that looks less human, more otherworldly. One archaeologist gasps. Could this be evidence of a cult that worshipped beings beyond this world? Or was it simply a symbol, misunderstood across time? Suddenly, the lights flicker. Equipment begins to fail. One worker swears he hears whispers echoing through the chamber, though no one is speaking. Fear spreads quickly. Was it the curse? Or was the mind playing tricks in the suffocating darkness? Still, the team documents every detail. They photograph, record, and collect samples. The markings on the coffin mention the name of the buried figure, the keeper of secrets. No pharaoh, no noble title, just that haunting description. Why was their name erased, leaving only a role, as if their true identity was forbidden to speak? The presence in the chamber is overwhelming. Some of the workers refuse to continue, fleeing into the desert night, whispering prayers. Those who remain know they are standing at the edge of history, and perhaps at the edge of something humanity was never meant to uncover. As they prepare to leave the chamber, one final discovery shocks them. Behind the great sarcophagus, etched into the stone wall, is a map. It is not a map of Egypt, but of stars. Constellations are drawn with precision, pointing not just to the skies above, but to specific locations on Earth. Sacred sites hidden across the land, possibly connected to this very tomb. The realization strikes them. This burial site was not isolated. It was part of a network, a web of secret knowledge stretching across civilizations. What they found here might only be one piece of a far greater puzzle. As the team exits into the night, the desert feels different, almost alive. The stars above seem brighter, sharper, as though watching. The questions multiply. Who was the keeper of secrets? What knowledge did they guard? And why, after 4,000 years, has this tomb finally been unsealed? The story is far from over. The deeper they dig, the more the truth slips away, like sand through their fingers. Because some secrets refuse to stay buried. The desert night is silent, but for the archaeologists, silence is no comfort. They have seen what should never have been seen, opened what should have remained closed. Yet their work is not done. The discovery of the star map behind the sarcophagus suggests something far larger than a single tomb. It hints at a network, a hidden code spanning across Egypt, and perhaps even beyond. Back at the research camp, the team spreads the images across a table. The constellations match familiar stars, but the lines drawn between them reveal patterns leading to specific locations on Earth. Temples, pyramids, forgotten ruins, all aligned with mathematical precision. Could the Keeper of Secrets have been part of a group that held knowledge of astronomy so advanced it seems impossible for the time? Or were they merely observers of a wisdom handed down by someone, or something else? The evidence is overwhelming. The scrolls, the amulets, the chained sarcophagus, all point to a story larger than any single person. A story of hidden knowledge, forbidden rituals, and a struggle to keep power either contained or preserved for the right moment in time. But as the team debates, unease spreads. Strange events begin to happen at the camp. Tools go missing, lights fail without explanation, and some workers swear they hear footsteps outside their tents at night. Fear whispers among them. The curse of the tomb has followed them out. One morning, a senior researcher fails to wake. He lies pale, breathless, as though the life has been drained from him during sleep. The official cause is heart failure, but the locals are certain this is the curse. Panic spreads, and many demand the tomb be resealed immediately. But the lead archaeologists refuse. They argue that abandoning the site would mean losing the greatest discovery of the century. So they press on. The team returns to the tomb, determined to study the star map more carefully. They trace the lines carved into the wall, noticing one in particular that points directly beneath their feet. Could there be another chamber, hidden even deeper below? Ground scans confirm it. An empty void lies beneath the chamber of the Keeper of Secrets. A final hidden room. The decision is made to drill carefully through the stone floor. It takes days, but at last a narrow shaft opens into darkness. With ropes and lamps, the team descends. What they find below chills them. The chamber is circular, its walls lined with stone shelves. On each shelf sits a jar, dozens of them, sealed tightly with wax. Unlike the earlier jars, these are marked with strange symbols resembling constellations. Carefully, one jar is opened. Inside lies not organs, not scrolls, but ashes, burned remains. Whose remains? Sacrificial victims? Followers of the Keeper? Or something far older? At the center of the room stands a pedestal. Upon it rests a single object, a black stone, polished to a mirror shine, yet strangely warm to the touch. The inscriptions call it the heart of the sleeper. Was it a relic of power? A symbol? Or something far beyond their understanding? One archaeologist touches the stone, and instantly the lamps flicker. The air grows heavy, and a low vibration hums through the chamber. The team panics, pulling back, but the stone continues to pulse as though alive. They rush to seal again, but the experience leaves them shaken. What had they awakened? Back at the surface, debates rage. Some insist the stone is a natural artifact, volcanic glass mistaken for magic. Others believe it holds energy, a force unknown to modern science. But one thing is certain. The Keeper of Secrets was buried with more than a body. They were buried with knowledge, power, and perhaps a warning. The team's findings spread quickly across the academic world. Some celebrate the discovery as the greatest archaeological breakthrough of the century. Others dismiss it as exaggeration, superstition dressed as science. Yet behind closed doors, governments and private collectors show interest in the relics. Whispers grow that the heart of the sleeper has already been moved from the site, hidden once again, but this time by modern hands. And so the questions multiply. Who was the Keeper of Secrets? A forgotten priest? A rebel pharaoh? Or something else entirely? Someone whose existence threatened the order of history? Why was their tomb sealed so carefully, hidden away with curses and warnings? And was the stone, the map, the rituals? Were they merely superstition or a fragment of something larger? Something humanity is still not ready to understand? As the desert sands close over the site, once more the story lingers. The tomb may have been unsealed, but its mystery remains locked. Some secrets, it seems, refuse to reveal themselves fully. They whisper through time, haunting those who dare to listen, daring us to ask questions we may never answer. And so, after 4,000 years, the hidden tomb has given us a gift. Not just artifacts, not just bodies, but a reminder. A reminder that history is not finished. That beneath the sands of time, countless stories still wait, waiting for the moment they will rise again into the light. But the final question remains, should all secrets be uncovered? Or are some truths too dangerous to know? The desert keeps its silence. The stars above shine with the same cold brilliance they have for millennia. And somewhere, deep in the heart of Egypt, the Keeper of Secrets still rests, their story only half told. Because the tomb is open, but the mystery lives on. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this. Thank you for watching.